Hey guys, this is Bongola Rainwolf from Anime Convention Video, and I'm here with Lauren from Kigacon.
Hey, Rain Wolf, thanks for having me.
And it's great to have you. So we're doing a little interview. What are your thoughts on how Kiga went this year?
I would say it went very well. I was very pleased, and I would say our attendees were very pleased. I think the best thing that we had going for us was we had a lot of awesome people, attendees included, but we had really awesome vendors. It was our biggest room to date, I think, vendors room. We had really, really awesome panelists. We had a lot of panelists return from former years that we love working with, and our guest lineup this year was just phenomenal. So I couldn't be more pleased with how it went, and I'm already excited for next year.
We probably covered this a little bit in just what you answered. Compared to past Kigas, what would you rate this year?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would put it at a 9. I will hesitate to give it to 10 because there's always room for improvement. But like I said, this was the biggest vendors room that we've had to date. We had almost 50 vendors and artists this year. Most of them were local. So it was great that we were able to offer support to so many local businesses and artists. Our panelists, they had a lot of good material. We had panels on Fairy Tale. We had panels on Studio Ghibli. We had comedy panels by Shows Your Pokeballs. So we had a good variety. We also had different main events. We had stand-up comedy shows, of course, by the comedy troupe. We had a couple Vogue America concerts, which for those of you who don't know what Vogue America is, it's a holographic pop star concert hosted by Aki Glancy, and she's actually local to Virginia, which is really cool. And then we had a lot of cosplay guests, and it was a really good time. So I would say compared to past Kigacons, this Kigacon was pretty spectacular. This was the biggest Kigacon to date.
Did you have any worst moments, and what were your best moments?
Yes, I did have some worst moments, so I'll refrain from naming who, but we had a couple of our guests, we'd coordinated with, the hotel. They were supposed to provide a shuttle for us, for our guests, and the shuttle was late, and I rushed to the airport. It's like maybe 11 o'clock at night, and our poor guest was just sitting in or not the hotel, the airport lobby, and it was just, oh, that was a hard time. Aside from that, worst moments, we were really understaffed this year. We were painfully understaffed. Typically we have about 40 staff members. This year I think we maybe had 15. So all of the volunteers and all of the staff we had were working double time, triple time. But the good that came out of that was I know that they are the absolute best staff and volunteers I could ask for. And I'm just so glad that I'm able to work with such a wonderful team because they were all superstars. I kept saying that throughout the convention. As far as best moments, I would say it might have even been the closing ceremonies when we did the feedback, portion of it. It was fun because we had Paul St. Peter in the audience. We also had Aki Glancy. A few of our other guests had to step out because they had to be other places, but they were participating and giving their own feedback. They were very happy. All of our guests, our attendees gave good feedback, and we got some good constructive criticism. But I think once we did the closing ceremonies and got that feedback, that's when we really knew, okay, we did something right, even though there's always things we could do to improve.
That is glad to hear because with working with you guys this year, it's been an experience as well, and it's a good experience, not a bad experience.
Yeah, a lot of it was very new for us. Most of the staff members were new this year, not necessarily new to Kigacon, but new to their positions, and that includes myself. So I think the fact that we were able to put this together, and even though we had our hiccups, that we were able to pull through and have a successful convention, a successful Kigacon, I think that was extremely rewarding, more than I can tell you anyways.
And what were the numbers for this year, or was it more than in the past?
So we had more people than last year. Last year we had about 150 attendees. This year our final count was 273. For KigaCon, that's a pretty normal number to have around 300-ish. So it was a good year. We definitely want to keep attendance growing, but we were happy with the turnout this year.
And out of the guests you were able to bring this year, who was your favorite?
I would say that is the absolute hardest question. I can't pick a favorite because our guests are so unique. I will say that it was my first time meeting Paul St. Peter, and he is an absolute sweetheart, which I think is a bit ironic because he mostly plays villains, but he's the nicest guy. He's just wonderful to talk to. Aki Glancy, I've worked with in past years doing the Vogue America concert, and it's always just a wonderful time getting to work with her. I love her project. I love what she does. She is absolutely hysterical. So it's always fun inviting her back. Rachel, it was my first time meeting Rachel as well. And she's a really nice person. She's extremely talented. And of course, our cosplay guests, were all phenomenal this year. I really can't pick one. I will say that we definitely had a guest lineup for the books, though.
That is good to hear. With all of the questions that I have for you, did you have anything that you want to input about Kigacon or just any information?
Oh, let me think about that. Well, I don't know if we're quite ready to announce it yet, but I'll go ahead and tell you. Our theme for next year was decided at the closing ceremonies, and we decided on myths and legends. And we're particularly going to focus on Eastern myths, so particularly Japan. And we're excited for that. We're going to have some artwork out soon, and you're going to be seeing updates to our website. So we'll come at you with the dates and some more about guest announcements. And we're definitely planning. We're in the works already for 2019. Aside from that, we are planning some more community events. We will be having a Halloween event October 27th, and that'll be sometime in the evening, maybe around 8 o'clock. And we don't have all the details worked out yet, but we do know that it's going to be in the Freeman Center on Christopher Newport's campus. So we will provide details on our website and on our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram as that develops, but we will also have some other community events in the summer. We're still working out the details for those. I am Lauren. I'm the co-convention chair of Kigacon, and I primarily work with guest relations and attendee relations, making sure everything is set up and laid out correctly and that the schedule is looking tip top.
All right. This is Rain Wolf with Kigacon, and this is Anime Convention Video. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.